Hello, Mackenzie and Amanda. It's nice to see you both. What are you here for today?
Hi, Dr. Reynolds. We have a couple of questions regarding us having children. My first question is, what are our options for us to have a child?
There are a few options that you two can think about. One of them is IUI, and it's the simplest and least expensive method for female same-sex couples and can be done without medication. There's a lot of testing that goes into starting the treatment, but this method has about 20% pregnancy rate per month. Another option would be IVF. This one has a higher success rate, but it costs a lot. The next option could be co-maternity. One woman in the couple donates her eggs for the other to carry, so only one female has to carry all of the children. The last option would be adopting, and more parents are choosing same-sex couples over different sex couples, and many private agencies report an increase in placements within the LGBTQ community. Again, choosing an agency that you know will positively represent you to the birth parents is essential. And even if the waiting period feels lengthy, you can be confident that the agency is doing their best. It is also important to talk to other LGBTQ adoptive parents in your community about their experiences and recommendations to different agencies.
What are the different types of adoptions that we can choose from?
There are a lot of different options when it comes to adoption. So one of them would be a state or public agency adoption. And this adoption, you're gonna have to adopt a kid from foster care or the public child welfare system. These children usually tend to be older and have been removed from their birth parents due to abuse or neglect. A series of classes on how to successfully parent these children are required in order to be able to adopt from this agency. Another option would be an agency open adoption. And through this, you would plan an open adoption through an adoption agency. The third option would be an open independent adoption. So you set out on your own to find the birth parents who want or need a place for their child to go and complete that adoption through an attorney. The last option would be an international adoption. So through this, you can adopt a child from a different country. So,
What are some of the pros of same-sex parents having a child?
one of the pros for adopting a child is that the child getting adopted will go to a loving home with two loving parents. Same-sex couples have to go through a lot and overcome many challenges to have a loving family that they've always wanted. Another pro is that there will be less children in foster care. It is very common for same-sex couples to adopt a child, and that helps these children find homes. There are a number of children in the US that do not have families and are waiting for people to adopt them. Lastly, children grow up to be more accepting of differences when they're raised by same-sex couples because they had to overcome so much adversity.
What are some of the cons for same-sex couples having a child?
One of the cons is that there most likely will be discrimination towards the same-sex couple. Many people have their personal views about what they think about same-sex couples having a child, but unfortunately it's just something that comes with it because same-sex marriage was only legalized not too long ago. Another con is that if you choose to do in vitro, it costs around $12,000 per cycle of IVF. However, this does not even include the medications, additional procedures, egg freezing costs, and multiple consultations. Essentially, one attempt of IVF could equal a total of $20,000. It's also more invasive, and some people have underlying health conditions and may not be able to undergo the procedures or take the hormones required to complete IVF. Lastly, children can be teased. Children of gay men and lesbians are vulnerable to teasing and harassment, particularly as they approach adolescence when any sign of difference is grounds for exclusion. So I hope that helped. Do you have any other questions for me?
No, we don't. Thank you so much for all of your help. I'm glad we know all of our options now.
Thank you, Dr. Reynolds.